Hi guys, welcome back. I have really great news for you. I got a message last night really late from Andy. I usually never hear from him at that time. And apparently the pencils have been moved out of customs and they're ready for pickup by the transit company. And Andy contacted the transit company and they said that they'll be there to pick them up by the 9th, which is only in 2 days. So the way it looks like it could be, but we're not 100% sure, is that they'll arrive around the 14th of November to Amazon, and they go to the storage facility, and that's a place that Andy rents out. From there, Amazon has to pick them up, and they go to the Amazon fulfillment place where you order the pencils. We believe once the products are checked in at the storage facility, Andy can begin pre-sale. Maybe, maybe not. We're crossing our fingers and hoping. Now, right now, if you went to the Starjoy link, it's not going to be the right link. There is no pre-sale right now. So if you're, I don't know why Amazon put the Starjoy originals on pre-sale. They shouldn't have. So those are not the Starjoy Golds. They're two different products. So Andy can either use that link or not. I'm not 100% sure. But until I tell you that the clear is there and I give you a code, don't pre-order, or even if you think, oh, it could be pre-order. Because what we're hoping for, and crossing our fingers, is that you give a pre-order price. We're hoping to be able to use the code with that. Sometimes you can't. Until it goes on regular sale and it's all set up and at the fulfillment center, then you'll be able to use the code. What Andy is hoping for is that he's going to give a discount, the first discount, which will come at checkout. And then if you use the code that I'm going to give you, my special code, then you will get a discount on top of that. And that's how we're trying to work it out. It's really exciting. It could be less than, like, for sale in less than 2 weeks. So we're all excited. And next, I finished picking pencils for the new Starjoy set. Now, these are the original pencils. He's going to be getting rid of the pencils that are in the satchels, and he's going to be filling the satchels with the old Starjoy formula. Now, I went through over and over on how this and the Starjoy Golds are different. It's like eating an apple and an orange. They're so different. This will be his original set. And what I'm going to do is I curated it and I made the most beautiful pencil combinations. They're gorgeous. Picking out 72 of the 120 pencils. The way I have it put in this, in the satchel right now, and I'll give you a full look at it. These are the pencils that we're going to be including with the original set. They do not have double colors. The colors all blend into each other beautifully. My favorite part are these. Now, if you have the original Starjoy set, you've got this set up. So what I'm going to do for you guys is I'm going to put it in the description box below, the pencils that I picked out here, so that if you wanted to pull these pencils to know that they are in the right order and they're really beautiful together, you might want to do that. Now, there was a whole bunch more. We went from 120 to 72, but the pencils that I left over really were very, very close in color to these pencils. These are not on top of each other, but they blend beautifully. So I'm going to show you a couple of them today, some of these blends that I put together. So I know that my videos are going to start coming on top of each other because I got a lot of things to do with you guys. I'm going to start showing you this. Okay, so I started with the gold and silver and a black and a white. I know I did not give you a white pencil in the last set, and I did not give you the metallic gold or the silver because these are like specialty pencils. Not everybody uses them, and quite frankly, white pencils from China suck. The black. Now, I'm kind of liking this black, and I'm not 100% sure if this is the same black that, like, the pigment is the same, but it might just be that I have a good pencil. Now, you can see that this is a lot more dusty, but this I think is a little bit darker in color, and that's because Andy didn't use the same company for the cores. He went with a different company. So that's a pro on this. I like the black much better. Now we have these colors, the reds, and now I've got the main color red. Now, of course, I don't recommend you going so hard, build them up, but we have a lot of pencils to go through. Look how nice this looks with it. It just flows right into it. And this is the lighter of the colors. It's a salmon. It's starting to go into the oranger side. It's called Flesh 101, but I found it so pretty. This is a total flower combination. And it just blends beautiful into each other. And even this going into the pink was a definite flower situation. Like, you can find flowers that have that combination in it. So I was really happy with that. Now, another con that I found in this set that I don't particularly like is the fact that you're going to be scraping these against the material on and in and on. And I found that we're going to rub this right off. So I'm trying to talk Andy into producing them as we did the other pencils, the golds, in the matte, and putting the lettering at the bottom. Because honestly, you never have to, if you're using this sleeve and the words are at the bottom, you can just put this in and out like that, and you never have to rub on the bottom at all, ever. So I'm crossing my fingers. The only thing is that I'm thinking is maybe that he has extra stock of the pencils from the original Starjoy, and he's got to put them in the satchel. But I didn't ask him about that. I did talk to him after. I haven't heard back from him about what the definite information is on. So now I have this combination. I loved these three. And we have the yellow orange. And then I went with a bright orange, which looks really highly blendable on each other. And then to the regular orange on the other side as your darker hue. And you definitely have your fire colors, because if you go one over, perfect. And all of these blend into each other really nicely. So that's the next grouping that I chose. Now, some of these colors are in the Starjoy Golds. I'm not saying these are all. Some of them aren't and some of them are. I haven't done an official count on it. I added in another yellow and these three together because at points you need that light changing, where this is the lightest and this is the darkest. So we have bright yellow. This is a lemon yellow, moving into the primrose yellow, and this is an analogous color from the yellow, so it's just slightly different. But when you add in the really light one, you can see what's happening here. You're getting a very nice flow of color. So that's why I kept it 3 of these. Now, the Starjoy Originals in the pack had an overabundance of greens and blues. I was like, from this to here, made up so much of the set. I trimmed that down a lot, and this is where I trimmed it down the most. And we started with the yellow green, which now moves very nicely in with the yellows for a lime effect. If you're doing fruits, here you got it. And I moved it down. I'm going to skip one pencil because it's the in-between pencil. And if you see, it's starting to move into the blues. So you got the green blues going on. Here's where these pencils are really shining. These pencils are really nice. Another con that I found with these pencils, and I have, if we can switch it over to the matte, I think we're going to do much better. The matching of the pencil with the actual color that comes out, because this is definitely an aquamarine. It's more like a malachite, and this is a definite green barrel. So it's kind of, you can see it's not a very good match. But that's why he has me now to fix those things. And this pencil is fun. This is Phthalo Turquoise. Phthalo is green and turquoise is blue. So I love the way this pencil is, and I think I have it in the Starjoy Gold also, because sometimes it looks green and sometimes it looks blue. Another set that uses the Phthalo blue is Art and Fly has this color, that two-tone pencil. Now, this is the Phthalo green, and it's a darker version, but it hails more on the green side. But notice how it's a very subtle but distinct flow between them. So this part would go into the areas that you want to recess, and this would be close to the colors that you want to highlight. Okay, so let's skip another pencil, and we're moving into the blues, and we have the teal green. This is one of my favorite combinations. You're going to see over on another area of this, I included some other things that will go with this. Okay, then we went into the light blues. They don't have in this set a really, really light blue. This is the lightest I can get, and it's a little bit strong and pigmented. I wouldn't call this a sky blue. It would be very cartoony. This needs to, if you're going to be using it in like skies or clouds and stuff, it definitely needs some white with it. I did my best, but it was just not there to choose. There's much better choices in the gold set. Now we're going into the violets, and I love this color. This is the Cobalt Purple, and it's another one that doesn't exactly match the barrel. This is much darker than it comes out, but I really love this color. It's a purple fuchsia. And what I loved about this color was you can go back into your blues. This is one that I haven't tried. And when they go together, it's really nice. This strongly makes that mid-purple color. So with only two pencils, you have three very distinct colors. That's what I loved about this color. It does that in every time I use this color in all sets, it allows that definite changing of color. Now, these are a little bit, we say, deceptive, these pinks. They are more rosy colored than they are hot pink. This I thought would be a totally hot pink color, and it's not. And if you look, it's like rose, like the perfect color of a rose. This is really nice. So this is very childlike and cartoony, and I would think it was like in the neon sets or anything. This is a more serious pink for landscapes and skin tones. And I liked it with the rose pink, what they thought, this is a lighter version. And that's what you think you're getting, but it's kind of it's kind of tonally equal. So it doesn't get darker, it doesn't get lighter, it's a little bit different, but it matches, like on the same hue scale. And I think it has a little bit more purple in it. So you can definitely see the difference between the two. Okay, getting onto the browns. This is where I think this set, or this combination, because you could pull these colors out, of course, this shines. These are your ochres. I love working with ochres. They just have like this amazing way of doing landscape, that they're the definite fall colors, and I gave you a whole bunch of them. And a lot of them are good for skin tones too, your darker skin tones. So this is really going to serve two purposes as the darker skin tones, and this is where you have your reds mixed in, and it just goes on and on. I'm going to start skipping hues, but for time. But all of these blend seamlessly into each other. And I went as far as going right into the green ochres. Okay. Now we have the darker browns. Unfortunately, the barrel paints on these four colors, or actually these three, are almost identical, but they're very different. I really should show you. They're very, very different. And these are the yellow brown. Where over here we have the red browns. I was able to take this into, I think this is the sienna. I couldn't, oh, this is the one that rubbed completely off of me. I don't know what color this is. I have a picture being sent to Andy. In normal course, I would guess this is sienna brown, but there's another pencil in here, sienna brown. And now you have the walnut, which is similar to this. If you put this like in between, this makes great bark. It's definitely three distinct colors, but they're all very similar. Okay, now we're getting into the skin tone pencils, and this is sepia, which this is not sepia. I'm sorry, they're in anybody's mind, this is not a sepia color. This, I would guess this is more sepia, because sepia has gray in it. Brown and black make sepia. So I don't know why this is a sepia, but now you go into some really nice color tones, and that's deep flesh. We've got skin yellow, which I guess is peach. That's skin yellow. So we have the flesh deep skin yellow, and then here, as the lighter beige color, we have flesh light. And I'm 100% sure I use this in this combination in the gold set too. And look how nice this is. Now, this is definitely flesh tone, and if you add your browns in there, you can darken these hues up to do any skin tone. Just takes a couple more layers than I'm doing real quick for you. So you got your skin tones. Then I put in another light one, and this is Naples Yellow Light for a highlight color when you're doing your highlights on the skin. This can also be used as a color corrector. Now, this is where I call land and sea. These go in with that other one that I put over here. Look how beautiful this for the ocean. This combination. I'm just doing it real quick. And we've got a horizon line going back there. So this is really beautiful. These over here, these four pencils, I pulled out and put them separate. Sky, nighttime sky. These 5 pencils right here, what you could do with this, but it is the definite colors for nebulas and that type of night sky look. When you want to bring out all those tones. And there you have where a cloud would be lighting it up, or the moon. And we have the cobalt blue. There's a lot of purple in it. And then we've got the color that makes it sky. And this is the blue-gray, which is actually indigo. And this is what will make your sky, all those other colors, pop. This is the fastest nebula sky I've ever done. Pop some white dots on there, and you got space. And then, of course, you add in all your other beautiful nebula colors into it, just like that. The last part, and I'm not going to demo them, we've got our grays. I included all of them. I think all of these are included in gold also. These colors, or similar to, are in the gold. So this is a really nice supplemental set for colors that aren't in the golds. It makes a perfect gift because the set is balanced. Like, right off the bat, you can just go into just about anything. Thank you for all the suggestions. I took everybody's suggestion to heart, and I did an absolute mix. So, I will see you guys in my next video because this is getting really long. Take care. Bye-bye.